Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video, I guess. It's been almost 2 years since my last video, on my manga collection at the time. Um, I did say don't expect any videos because I can't promise anything. I didn't have a schedule or anything. I just wanted to let the world, I guess, or YouTube see the progress on my collection. Um, a lot of people were asking to make an update, to see what it looks like now. Um, I have thought about it, but since that video, not much. I haven't been collecting much. There have been maybe a good 10 uh, editions, maybe. But the majority of that would be additions to series that I already showed in the video, or it's not enough new additions to basically warrant a new video. Um, like for instance, recently I got my hands on the English uh, release of the Konosuba um, TTRPG handbook, or it's less of a handbook like the D&D style, but it is more light novel kind of esque, and it details rules and it has this little story to it. But outside of like that and a couple other things, there hasn't really been much added to the collection, so I haven't really sat down and thought maybe I should make a new video because it probably would be quite short. Um, and I feel like if I do want to make another video, it will probably be in the future at some point when there's enough growth of it to warrant a new video. But as for why I am making a video right now, I've been thinking recently about making some new videos, but I didn't really know what to do it on. You know, the collection was kind of out the window as I've explained. I've thought about maybe reviewing anime or manga, um, and although I really enjoy both of them, one uh, I've slowed down a bit in terms of reading and watching that kind of medium. I still keep up with a couple shows and a couple manga each week. For instance, I read One Piece pretty much religiously whenever that comes out. If you're caught up to One Piece, you know how amazing it is right now. It's going off. Some crazy shit's been happening. Um, but I thought, you know, not really up to date on much stuff right now. And two, um, although I can kind of, and I think a lot of people might relate to this, although I can kind of in my mind put together thoughts of why I might enjoy a show, a lot for my enjoyment of shows is just pure enjoyment. It's hard to explain why I enjoy certain shows. For instance, for those of you who have watched Promised Neverland, excluding season two, obviously, because that's a forbidden topic in the community. Uh, um, with season one of Promised Neverland, that is my favorite anime TV length show of all time. Um, and although it is my favorite, I can name multiple shows which are technically, and I can see in terms of like character writing and story and plot and everything, better shows. For instance, the same year, Vinland Saga came out and ended, and that is a masterpiece. 10 out of 10 for me. It's one of my favorite shows, but I still prefer Promised Neverland in terms of enjoyment. Vinland Saga is technically better, from what I can tell, but I still enjoy Promised Neverland more. So it's kind of hard in that sense to explain why I enjoy certain shows. So if I had to make a review on a certain show, I guess it would be kind of hard to articulate my thoughts on it. Um, so that kind of idea was out of the window. I thought about playing video games, but honestly, I don't play many video games, and the ones that I do probably wouldn't make for very entertaining videos. Um, and I'm not very good at commentary anyway, so that probably wouldn't work. So, I thought, you know what? Let's take something I really enjoy, something I've been getting into recently, I don't think I was very into it at the time of making my last video. I think I started really getting into it into the back end of 2022, which is Dungeons and Dragons. Um, as I mentioned, back end of 2022, couple of me and my good friends um, started up a One Piece themed Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Now I hadn't played really One Piece, not One Piece, sorry, Dungeons and Dragons before this. I've always been really interested in it before then, but I never really got down to finding people to play it. But our DM Diego, he wanted to start one. He was interested in it, and a couple of us started getting interested in it, and so we started it, and we're still playing that campaign to this day. Um, we had a session not last night, on a couple of days ago actually. Um, it's been getting really, really intense. Um, some of these situations begin like life or death for our characters. But regardless, I thought, you know what? Let's do something D&D related. Um, Now, I don't really have any plans for an actual campaign to put up on YouTube, mainly because, well, one, I'd have to get permission of people to actually be recorded on their end. Takes a lot of effort. In case you didn't know, for Dungeons and Dragons campaigns to even get started. Um, whether you're the DM or the player, it still takes quite a lot of work, and especially if you're on the DM side, um, there is so much work that goes into creating a campaign, especially if you're planning on doing a long form campaign that a YouTube series would probably warrant. Um, but I thought, you know what? Let's do something I enjoy doing, something I'm not sure a lot of people enjoy doing in the D&D community, but I, for some reason, really enjoy doing it, which is creating characters with character sheets and backstories and everything. Um, but I hardly ever get to play these characters. I just have a bunch that I really enjoy making, with like appearance and personality and powers and their kind of move set and stuff. Essentially, making OCs through the original characters, through like the uh, assets and methods given through D&D, right? Through Dungeons and Dragons. Um, so I thought, how about we do this, but with One Piece, because I enjoy One Piece a lot. It's a really good series. Um, and I've already in the midst of a One Piece D&D campaign. I have all kind of the tools necessary to create these characters. Um, so I thought, you know what, maybe I should just record this, put it on YouTube, see what people think, see if they enjoy it. Um, I doubt many people will. I think this is kind of a niche thing, and a lot of the enjoyment comes from myself and just me enjoying doing it. But who knows? Maybe some people will enjoy these characters that I make, or maybe they'll get inspired to do the same thing. Maybe you guys will enjoy it. Maybe I'll get you hooked on something that's quite quite weird actually. Um, yeah, so the idea is that I create a set of characters for a pirate crew. Now all these characters will start at a certain level. I haven't really decided yet. We'll probably get into that in a bit. But at a certain level, they'll all be on a pirate crew, and maybe I'll do a couple videos, um, maybe detailing um, an adventure for them, like a kind of like a story, not set in a campaign style because obviously I don't have any players for that, um, but kind of using D&D as a format for storytelling, I guess, in terms of these characters set in this One Piece world, um, and I'd have a set of characters that I'm gonna create in this video, um, with backstories and personalities and fighting styles. Maybe one or two of them will have a devil fruit from the beginning. Maybe throughout their journey they might find a devil fruit. Um, they might not want a devil fruit. depending on the personality they have and their aspirations. Um, and if it does come to having devil fruits, I will have to create them. And by create them, I don't mean create new devil fruits, because I mean we could do that. Maybe some of you could suggest some devil fruits I could create, but what I mean by that is make them to work in a sort of D&D-esque manner. Um, in our One Piece D&D campaign, the way that our DM does Devil Fruits is quite interesting. I think some of it could be tweaked, so I might change it and adapt it to make my own kind of style of Devil Fruits. But we'll see. Um, and I hope that, you know, if you do watch this all the way through, because I doubt many of you will, just because it could get very boring. I'm already on a very long tangent at the start. I hope you enjoy the kind of characters and stories I make, I guess. Um, I think it's probably about time we should probably get into um, making these characters. Um, Now, first of all, I just want to establish that the kind of story that I'm telling in this One Piece world, um, I think maybe maybe this story will be set before the events of One Piece. Similar to if any of you have watched Rustage, he's a anime nerd called Rapper. He has a Twitch series where he does a One Piece D&D campaign with his four other friends, Noble, Tekking, Too Spooky, and Briggs. Um, their campaign, I think, is set, I think, 10, something like 10 years, something like that, before Roger was executed, I think. Whereas our One Piece campaign is set 5 years after Roger was executed. It's something like that, but it's before the Straw Hats kind of formed and all that. Um, so I think I want this story to take place somewhere, maybe before the Straw Hats kind of get together, or before Roger was executed. I think probably before Roger was executed, because I think that would make it much more interesting. Because it would mean Roger would still be out in the sea, um, uh, possibly um, Whitebeard, possibly all these amazing old generation pirates will be on the sea for these characters to interact with. Um, Unfortunately, obviously, the Straw Hats are out of that league, but I don't really want to get into interacting with Straw Hats because Oda's written amazing characters and I don't want to touch them. Um, the least I could do is leave the Straw Hats out of my crazy wacko, uh, essentially fan fiction. So, that said, let's get into making these characters. Now, if you haven't used Roll20 before, if you haven't played D&D at all before, um, what you want to do first is you want to make a character sheet, um, and basically essentially get to writing your character. Now, the first thing I like to do when creating characters is look for images. Now, I am an aspiring artist, but I certainly cannot draw character art. So what I typically do, and what a lot of my friends typically do when we play D&D, is we go on Pinterest or any other kind of image website, and we look for images that we could use to inspire maybe our characters, and then use them there. I actually have a whole board on Pinterest for D&D. I have a whole bunch of images that could work in all different types of scenarios. Like I have a bunch of One Piece set ones, like a bunch of pirates. I have some people who are just in regular clothing, which works in like tabletop RPGs which are set in like kind of modern times. Um, I have some that are animal-like. I have some that are like goblins, like this one. This one's quite a nice one. This works in like a kind of if you've ever seen Dimension 20, sort of a fantasy high-esque setting, I guess. Um, but yeah, we're not going to be looking in there. We might look in there for a couple of the characters, but I want to kind of find uh, a new image for our captain. Um, Now, I feel like for our captain, he should be, or she, he or she. I don't know if I want it to be a girl or a boy yet. Um, I want them to not use devil fruit. I don't want them to use the devil fruit. At least not from the get-go. I think it'd be interesting to have a powerful pirate without devil fruit. Which obviously we've seen in the series, like Rayleigh and Roger didn't have a devil fruit as far as we're aware. Um, so I want that kind of vibe. Um, I also want them to be, in a sense, kind of like Luffy in the way that they're not too serious. But I feel like Luffy is a bit of a benchmark in terms of like goofiness and seriousness. I like a yin yang kind of thing. Um, and I kind of want our character to be more on the serious side, but still like can have fun. Like less Zoro, more maybe like a Frankie-esque character in terms of like seriousness and playfulness. Kind of like serious but can have fun when the time is right, I guess. So we're just gonna have a look at a little scroll on Pinterest to kind of spot maybe some interesting characters, some interesting people that we could maybe use as a captain for our ship. Let's see. I don't really want to bore you with me just kind of sat here in silence, so I'll try and think of what to kind of talk about while browsing. But this looks pretty cool. What's this? That kind of. They have like a wooden. Is that? I think is that more like a mask? That looks pretty cool. Pretty steampunk. I like steampunk aesthetic. It's pretty cool. Maybe they could be some sort of Skypian captain with like a maybe like a gunslinger. But it looks like they have a sword as well, so I don't know. We'll keep that in the bank, the spank bank, if you will, um, for D&D characters, and we'll come back to him after we've kind of had a bit more of a scroll. Let's see. This person looks pretty cool. I think this is Maggie. I think this is from Maggie. It looks, yeah, Aladdin. Yeah, it looks like Maggie. Looks pretty cool. We'll save that. Have a look at that in a minute. Let's see. See here. Uh, ooh, this mechanic looking woman looks cool. Maybe like a unconventional weapon would be cool for our main protagonist to have. I'm liking the steampunk style a lot actually. Maybe we should have like some like maybe steampunk pirates. Maybe that could be their like their theme. Maybe that could be one of the crew members, even if it's not the main captain. Save that. Let's see. Hmm. When you're scrolling off, you start getting to like the stuff you don't want. So at some point we'll have to refresh. This person looks cool as well. Another gun steampunk-esque guy. Let's see. Ooh, it looks cool. I think this is Katanagatari, I think. Or I could just be tripping. Could just look alike. And now we'll go from one of these. So we'll kind of branch off one of the characters. Ooh, this person looks dope. Maybe like a rogue of some sort. Save them. Oh, I like this. Oh, I don't know if this would work in One Piece though. No, kind of. Actually, maybe we could do an Oni of some sort, like Yamato. Or like Kaido. I'd have to justify the blue skin though. It might be a bit hard. We'll save them for now though, just in case. Just in case we come up with something interesting. This person looks dope. Main character vibes incoming. Da, da, da. Alright, like this guy. Um, this person looks cool. Some sort of dancer. Okay. Hmm. Right then. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. I will try my best to keep the commentary up, but as I said before, when commenting on video games, I'm not the greatest at commentary. I'll try and comment on what I see. Okay, cool. A samurai, three sword style, that might work. As a captain. They look pretty cool. Is that an Oni? Maybe half Oni? We'll go with Oni for that, if we end up having them as a character. Um, ooh, Brook, perhaps? Perhaps, Brook, maybe? Revive Fruit, perhaps? Pog? Um, ooh, yes, please. Some sort of mink, perhaps? A mink, woman. This looks cool. We'll save that. Ooh, that looks cool for some sort of devil fruit. Perhaps, maybe. Like this guy, pulling a sword out of his arm. That looks pretty cool. Alright then. Well, unless I can spot something in a couple seconds, I think we'll have a look at what we have, and we'll make a decision in terms of captain. Yeah, I think this is about right in terms of captain kind of material. Alright then, we will have a look-see. Let's have a look-see. Alright then, out of these guys, of the guys I've just kind of uh, gotten, what do I think? What do I think? Main protagonist energy. Let's look for the main protagonist energy. Serious, yet can have fun. Serious, can have fun. Some of these look just serious, so some of them are already out the table. Perhaps we'll have have this person as an option, and then we'll have either her or um we'll have this guy, this girl, or this guy. What do I think? What do we think? I like the vibe of this guy. This guy would definitely be some sort of monk, some sort of fighter of some kind who uses their fists. This person would 100% be a samurai, three sword style, as you can see. She owns three swords, clearly. Some sort of Oni. This would be maybe a human? Maybe some sort of, maybe some sort of like, we could do maybe long leg tribe, because you can't see the legs, maybe push it a bit. Or we could just go standard human. Um, Perhaps we could make up some sort of ancient race for him. Perhaps someone from like the Void Century, maybe. Uh, Perhaps. But I think what we're probably gonna go for is probably this girl, this only girl. Mainly because I think she has a bit more going on in terms of appearance and like character. I think. Yeah, let's go with this person. Go with this person. Um, and let's get her picture. What I do is download image. Lovely. Boop. Alright. That should be good. Alright, dope. Now, the hardest thing that I find most of the time is coming up with a fucking name. What we thinking, boys? What we thinking? Um, hmm. Maybe some sort of Chinese name, maybe. Hmm. It's got some sort of samurai name. It has to be. It can't just be like fucking fucking like Mary. Like that'd be dumb. Or maybe it wouldn't be dumb. Who knows? But we're not going for Mary because that's dumb. uh, let's go for as like a first name. J. Maybe start with a J. J. Hmm. J, maybe J. Or Zhao? Zhao. Zhao's a last name. Let's go with Zhao's a last name. So let's go with Zhao's a last name. I'll go with the first name as, hmm. Key. Keef? Keeg. Keed? Kid. No, not kid. That's a character. Um, v Vix? Vix Zhao? Vix Zhao. Hmm. Bao. Bic. Biv. Bivy. Bivy Zhao. Bivy Zhao. Okay, boys. Got our main protagonist, Bivy Zhao. So Bivy here. First of all, let's get some stats going on. Now, first of all, I'm going to be using some of the assets from my DM's D&D because, like I mentioned, it's going to be a lot easier. She's going to be a swordsman, so I'll have that open. In terms of race, she is 100% going to be an Oni. First of all, let us get her main stats. Let's roll from some stats. I think from what I remember, I think what you roll is 466, and you leave the second lowest, the two lowest, and you keep the rest. I think that's how it works. Anyway, we're gonna go with that because that's what I remember. Ooh, that's a decent roll. Wow. Okay. So, just keep this, make sure it's in chat. The first one would be slash roll 25 minus 3 minus 4. So 18 on your on one of your stats, Miss Bivy. Let's go for another roll. 66. Whoo! Okay. Jesus. Rolling high. So let's roll 25 minus 1 and a 2. So this is 22, which you can't have because max stats, if you didn't know, if you didn't play a D&D, on your stats is a 20. So we'll just leave that as a 20. Slash roll 66. 23. I'm starting to think I'm rolling this completely wrong because this is maybe I'm just getting maybe this guy is just getting really lucky because wow, these are some good rolls. Well, we'll leave it for now because this is our main protagonist. So it's not out of the question that they'll have good stats. And if they are too good, we'll just have to give them a handicap. Okay, that's more what I was expecting. A 1 and a 2, 2 and 1. 12. Okay, so we have 18, a 20, and a 20, and a 12. So we have two more to roll for. 66. Damn it, stop rolling so fucking high. We need a flawed character, not a fucking god. 18. Okay, two 18s. Okay, so let's roll 66. Last roll of the day. Fuck. Stop rolling high. Why can't you roll like this in the campaign? Okay, so we have an 18, a 20, another 20, uh, a 12, an 18, and a 19. Okay, could we not? I'm gonna go ahead and nerf some of these stats. We'll leave the 220s because overpoweredness can always be fun sometimes. How about we take? How about we take? How about we keep it as 18, 20, 20, 12, 15, and 14 and 19. How will we leave us at? Okay. Alright then. We're going to be doing that. We'll leave that there as our stats for Bivy. And let's have a look at, first of all, class. Let's go use a custom class here. Swordsman. Swordsman. Let's go with that. Alright then, what are we starting with for Swordsman? Um, Saving throws are Dex and Charisma. Okay, Dex and Charisma. And the hit die is at D4, I believe it was. Let's leave it like that. Let's just leave race for now. Um, Swordsman. What does Swordsman use as their main attack? Because they'll be using swords, so obviously they'll be using strength or dex of some sort. But I don't know which one Swordsmans actually use. Um, hmm. Let's go with strength. Let's have this person use strength as their main attack source. So if they be using strength and they use strength as that and charisma. Let's go with charisma and strength as their two strongest stats. Charisma makes sense, they're a captain, right? So let's go with a 20 in charisma and a 20 in strength. And with that it is. So that's two 20s out of the bag. Let's give our boyo a 14 index. A let's give him a 18 in con. Let's give him a 12 in intelligence and a 19 in wisdom. Wait, is that two 18s or am I tripping? Hold on. 18, 20, 20, 20, 20, bruh. 19, 18, 19, 18, 12, and 14. Okay, no, that's right. 5, 2, 4, 1, 4, 5. Okay, that's pretty busted. That's pretty busted, but we're a main character. We can be busted, right? We can be busted. Um, Next, let's go with their base hit points. It'll be a D8 as their hit point die. So it's a D8 plus 4, so 12. No, that's temporary hit points. 12 starting current hit points. Let's go with. Let's go with what ones can I choose? Two from acrobatics, athletics, intimidation, sleight of hand, performance. Okay, we want this guy to be athletic. We want this guy to be athletic. Um, so we'll go proficient in athletics, and we'll also go proficient in intimidation because we want this guy to be intimidating. Okay, we want this guy to be intimidating. Bivy needs to be intimidating to scare all those people, scare all those potential enemies away. Now let's have a quick look at race. Let's go for standard only. No giant. Let's go standard only. Let's see. One ability score of your choice increases by 2, and one increases by 1. Um, we don't need this. um, but we'll go with it. We'll go with it. We will increase Dex by 2 and Intelligence by 1. All right, slightly more powerful than I was before, or than they were before. Um, let's skip this for now because we'll tackle that in terms of character and backstory. Speed 30, standard for most races in D&D. Dark Vision. We'll go ahead and add this to their feats list. Um, so our boyo Bivy will have Dark Vision of 60 feet. Lovely. If you don't know what Dark Vision is, in D&D, it does not mean you can see in the dark, although it kind of does. Um, it actually means that you can see in black and white, essentially, in grayscale. You can only see in shades of grey, as it states here, for 60 feet, which is really useful, actually. In most games, most races or characters with dark vision tend to be quite good um, for a lot of situations. Powerful build. You can count one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push. Lovely. That would be very useful. Um, it kind of sets up our character as a very powerful individual as well, which helps for character. Let's go ahead and copy and paste that in there. Lovely. And finally, the revel continues. When you reach serious hit points but not killed outright, you'll drop to 1 hit point instead. You can use this feature again until you finish a long rest. Okay, that is really useful. Also, very main character-esque. So I feel like Oni is probably perfect for our main captain here, Biffy. Alright then, those are her main 3 features as an Oni. And that's basically all we have to look at for now, opposed to character, which we'll have a look at in a bit. But first, let us set up some moves. Unarmored defense for our swordsman Bivy. Swordsman defense or unarmored defense is quite different for a swordsman. Our DM made it a bit better. Um, uh, in addition to having armor defense, which is pretty standard for a lot of different classes, in terms of or including monk and barbarian, I think. It also said that it also added that you can kind of add a 2 to your armor class as a reaction. Um, when you're not wearing a shield and you have a free hand. So unfortunately, our friend Bivy isn't going to be using that much because sometimes she'll probably most likely always be using a 3 sword style, um, which won't work very well with having a free hand available. But when she does, it will be useful to have. Next, Second Wind, standard for most martial classes. Lets you heal yourself when you're in a precarious situation. Alright then. Lovely. Alright. Next. I think this is yeah. This is level 1 still. Dueling style. This is useful. Let's determine her dueling style. I don't think, I could be wrong, let's have a look at it before I make any mistakes. I don't think this is determining your 3 sword, 4 seconds, 2 sword, etc. I think that's level 3. Yeah, no. Weaving. You're adept at dodging and weaving through a battlefield. You do not take opportunity attacks on the last creature you attacked on your turn. That seems pretty good. Quick recovery after being hit. As a reaction, you're able to make a melee opportunity attack against a creature that you attacked at the cost of 1 swordsman point. That could work, maybe. Focus on all attacks, goes +1 to all damage rolls. Maybe. +2 AC if you did not attack on your previous turn, Patient Warrior. I think for Bivy, let's go with what would Bivy do? Let's look into her eyes. What would Bivy do in this situation? She seems like the weaving type, I feel like. Yeah, let's go for weaving. Why not? It seems like a thing she would partake in. The weave. Pop that there. So this is the first level of Bivy. Oni. Let's go. Let's go with Oni. Before we go on to any more levels, because I feel like we should probably, I'm gonna start, I think, most of these characters outside of a couple at level 3 with their archetypes. First, before we do that, let us bestow upon Bivy her 3 swords. Now these aren't going to be very good swords because Bivy is just a starting pirate in this world. She isn't exactly a Zoro or a Mihawk, but we will give her 3 swords. Um, let's have it so her swords perhaps she found one of the swords. Perhaps one of those swords she created herself. Perhaps one of them was bestowed upon her master. Alright, let's make the one she found the most powerful. Let's go with what do I want to name this? Some sort of cool name. Um, or maybe we go with sort of progression style. How about we go with let's go with Lee Lee Itchy. I think that's how you spell Itchy. I don't know actually. Let's see. Is it Itoryu? No. Itch. Lee. Yeah. I mean, we want it to be Lee Ichi. Hold on. Let's do it here. Japanese one. Japanese one. Ichi. Okay. Lee Ichi. Go with Lee Ich Ni San. How do you spell ni in Japanese? Ni. Okay. Lovely. Lini. Lini. Sounds so fucking dumb. Okay. And 3. Ich Ni San. Come on. Okay. Why don't we go 3 in Japanese? Ich Ni San. San. Okay. San. 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 Okay, it's just San. Okay. Not San. Ich. Li. And Li. San. Let's go progression. Let's go with Ichi. Ichi is the weakest, Ni is the second strongest, and San is the strongest. Let's go with San first. 5 feet, obviously, as standard. A D8 sword, because it's a katana. Slashing damage. But how about we say Lisan is a sword that hmm hmm let's say it catches on fire when swung. So we'll add a say a say 2d4. 2d4 fire damage. Yeah, 2d4 fire damage, and it'll be a saving throw of some sorts. It'll be a saving throw against. Let's go against Constitution. Con against con. Oh no, con against con against. What would be in this instance? Con against strength, perhaps, because of the yeah. Let's go with that. So that's Lini. No, that's no Lisan. Sorry, my bad. I'm mixing up these names so much. um, let's go with 1d8 as per usual. Slashing damage. And let's not add any special effects to this one. Let's just say this is a um. Let's say Lini is a +2 sword. Let's say it's a +2 sword. Only let's say it's +2 in only damage. +2 damage. Not in attack modifier. And let's go with this one. This is just to be a standard katana. Let's say this is the katana that they forged themselves. So it's essentially just a basic katana. Essentially. Whereas, so yeah, Lee Ichi will be a basic katana she forged herself. Li Ni will be a katana that was passed down to her from her master. And Li San will be a sword that she found while traveling the seas. Yeah, that works. That works out. Okay then. And before we start going on to extra levels, let's determine actually, no. Let's not determine alignment. I changed my mind. We'll determine all that in just character itself. Um, Yeah, let's go with next couple levels. Next couple levels. So what do you get at level 2? You get a swordsman archetype feature. Okay. I didn't know he had gotten an archetype yet. When do you get an archetype as a swordsman? Is it first level? Hmm. Second level. Okay, it's second level we get it. Alright then. Okay, so second level's where we introduce Sun Toryu. I think it's Sun Toryu. Sun Toryu? Uh, Itoryu is one sword style. Nitoryu is two sword style. And Santoryu is three sword style. I think. Yeah, three sword attacker. Yes. Let's see. When you get okay. Right, okay, right. So she won't be able to use her three sword style very often, I assume. If it's in swordsman points, just to explain this system, you get a swordsman point every level as a swordsman. Alright, let's go with that then. Let's go with that. Santoryu. Santoryu as her subclass? Subclass. No. No, just a thing. And we'll put it here. We'll put a we'll put it here. Yeah, Santoryu as a class feat. Yeah, class feat. And they'll go Eyes of the Wolf as their first feat. Gain proficiency or expertise if you already have proficiency in the survival or stealth skill. Hunter's Mark cantrip. What? I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay, proficiency in survival or stealth. We'll go with survival. Actually, no. Let's go with stealth. Stealth is always useful. Uh, and Hunter's Mark. All right, let's look this up. Hunter's Mark cantrip. Pretty sure I remember what this is. Usually, I think. Usually, I think. Don't. What are they called? What are the guys with the bows and arrows that always get memed in the community called? I forget. Anyway, Hunter's Mark. Usually spells aren't a thing in D&D, but I suppose Hunter's Mark is a less of a spell and can be used in the context of this. Uh, Name Hunter's Mark. Who's Mark? Am I right? Okay, I'll just set up then. Casting time. What's the casting time on this? Casting time. Does it say one bonus action? Bonus action. Range 90 foot. Say sphere. 90 foot. Yeah, 90 foot. Components just focal. Duration 1 hour. Alright, let's see. What does it say? Choose a creature shows you the range and immediately mark them with core until it spends you do extra whenever you hit them with a weapon attack. Advantage on any check you make to find it. 0 hit points before the spell you can use. Oh, okay. That's a pretty good spell. Or cantrip. Alright then. We'll put that as a let's see. A damage modifier. Is that plus 6 is it, right? Plus D6, an extra D6, right? Hunter's Mark, that's arm. Mark, D6, D6. What kind of damage? Don't know. Let's go with slashing, just because we are a swordsman. Okay, perfect. Right then. Next thing up, Santoryu fighting. Class. Santoryu. Perfect. And then I think you get level 2. We finally arrived. 3 sword attacker. Santoryu. Or you. I don't think it's 2 U's. Second level, you may wield 3 weapons at once. Perfect. Just actually a 3 sword style. Alright then. I did forget one tiny detail. Got to roll for health for this wonderful lass. So let's roll 1d8. What are these rolls? Holy shit! Bro, why do I have to have this luck when I'm just creating characters that aren't really gonna do anything? Why? Oh my god. Alright, we're rolling again because we're leveling up to level 3. Okay, okay. That's much better. I think we take the 5, I think. I think D8 classes take the 5. But we're gonna go with 4 anyway, because it doesn't really matter that much. 4 plus 4 is 8. So 8 plus 24 is 32. I think. I think my math's on point. Alrighty then. Finally, level 3. We got level 3. Unbreakable. Lovely. Lovely name. Class. Swordsman. Roll a hit die. Oh, okay. So I guess from this point on we had 2, so it'd be a plus 2, so 34. Anything else you get at level 3 is just unbreakable. And a swordsman archetype technique. Oh, these are my favorite. This is the coolest part about being a swordsman in this in D&D. Use one or technique swordsman archetype require an action unless stated otherwise within the particular technique. Okay. Let's see. Onigiri. Classic move from Zoro. Let's see. Somebody slashing across his 2 swords in its chest, and a mouth horizontally behind them. Approaches the target usually at high speed and cuts through swinging the swords and slash both swords well enough. Depending on each side, there's an position the main is blade out. All creatures within a 5-foot cone take XD8 plus your dexterity modifier plus X being with X being a fourth of your level. Lovely. If you also move 5 feet in the direction you faced, the cone after the attack. You do not take attacks for 2T while moving in this manner. Technique costs 2 swordsman points. Okay. Santoryu. Okay. Okay, I think this is the only technique. I think Onigiri is the only technique we can get as of right now. So, we're gonna go with that. Onigiri. Onigiri. Class. San to Ryu. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Alright, I think that is it for Swordsman, I think. As of level 3. Yeah, looks like it. Looks like it. Sword points. 3 swordsman points. Alright, lovely. Now comes the hard part. Coming up with a backstory and character. Alright then. First of all, alignment. what kind of character are we thinking Bivy Zhao is gonna be? I'm thinking. Do we want these pirates? Okay, here's the real question. I think what we have to pose: do we want these pirates to be this pirate crew to be good people or bad people? Because there are both. There's Luffy. There's Foxy. There's Kaido. There's Roger. Right? There's different types of pirates. I think Bivy will probably be a kind pirate. Still chaotic, so probably on the probably on the perhaps um perhaps lawful neutral maybe. Yeah, lawful neutral. We'll go with that. Lawful neutral. I do not know how to spell neutral. I'm just gonna hope that is how you spell neutral. Um, what am I doing? Um, okay, lovely. Lawful neutral. Okay. Um, then write a backstory. Where do you want Bivy to be from? Let's see. Out of all the blues, perhaps the Grand Line, maybe? Hmm. West Blue. I cannot read these names. This map is not the greatest. Oh, there you go. Hey, it's better. There you go. Lovely. Never mind. I retake my previous statement. Hmm. Kano Country. Was that the West? Kano Country. Ohara? Yeah, no, don't go to Ohara. That's blown up. Well, is it blown up here? Hmm. Maybe not. Maybe not. Um, if you're interested, we started in the South Blue in our D&D campaign. I think we started somewhere here and then went to Centaura. And then we went to Torino, then Sorbet, then Karate Island. And then we went to the Grand Line. Um, hmm. I'll say she grew up on Karate Island in the South Blue. I'll say that. So this is where our good friend Bivy is originated from. The good old land of Karate Island. Now, what kind of backstory do you want to set up for this character? Do we want do we want a tragic backstory? Do we want a regular just they're just a samurai in it? Grew up, became samurai, and she's living a dream to be a pirate. Or do we want some sort of convoluted backstory that intertwines of like the government and the revolutionaries and the Yonko and stuff like that? Because I'm feeling we want that kind of backstory for our main character at least. Hmm, hmm. Um, let's go with grew up on Cry Island in the South Blue. I'm gonna say her father is a samurai who originated and grew up in the land of Wano Kuni. He somehow managed to get out um, at the loss of his at the loss of let's say the loss of one of his legs. At the loss of one of his legs, he managed to escape Wano Kuni and settle down in the South Blue at Karate Island with a beautiful wife. Um, Bivy was born alongside with, let's say, brother, a brother named Lee. Let's say she named her swords after her brother. A brother named Lee. Um, they both grew up together, learning how to use swords. He preferred to use one sword. She prefers to use as many as possible. In which case, this case is three. Um, let's say that one of the warlords, not going to specify who, but one of the warlords came to Cry Island and just started a massacre, an absolute bloodbath um, on Karate Island because the leaders of Karate Island had a debt to pay to this warlord, and they didn't. So she followed through on her threats and decided to massacre the entire island. Now, this involved this included Bivi's father and Bivi's brother. She managed to escape on one of the escape boats that was led. Only a couple of people survived. Bivi, um, a close friend of Bivi's, and uh, this friend's mother. They managed to escape, and they set sail to Centauria. When they made it to Centauria, they lived a quote unquote regular life as a family. But Bivy never forgot uh, the incident at Karate Island. She grew up wanting um, to avenge her father and her friends and other family members. Um, so she learned and perfected, well, not perfected, but learned and trained proficiently in the three sword style and set out on her journey, whom she told her um, good friend and adopted mother that she was just going to explore the world. Really, she was becoming a pirate um, in order to lead her pirate crew and take down the tyrannical warlord that took down her entire island. Alright, I think that's a good backstory. I think. Let's try and write this down. Let's try and write this down. That might be a bit hard. It's a bit long-winded, but I'll try and write it in some sort of short form. Let's see. All right, that's a backstory written. Just in a written form instead of verbal. Uh, I think I'm not gonna lie. I think I've been recording for a bit too long. Um, so I think I'm just gonna end the video here. Um, and I'll make another video for the rest of the crew, I guess. Obu, obviously, as you can see here, I've added Obu as Obu was their best friend, and Obu is joining her on her journey as a first mate. Um, so I'll be doing Obu and the rest of the crew in another video. But as for now, we have Biffy Jow, the three sword style Oni, who hailed from Karate Island but was sadly massacred, so she had to move. And now she's on her journey for revenge. Um, yeah. I hope to see you guys in the next video. If I can be asked to make a next video, who knows? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave you on suspense for another 2 years. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're excited for whatever comes from this, and I hope you have a nice day. Ciao.